Welcome everyone to the VGP, the Vulcan Gladius podcast, hosted by myself, Vulcan, the guy who made it, and Gladius over here, who hosts it. He's our Gator, I'm your Alicorn, and we're going to talk to you about Tokusatsu today, because holy crap, it's getting really good.
Tokusatsu, ever since 2017, it's just been on an uphill slope. Ever since the disaster of Ghost.
Oh, and Ninja.
And the Ninja.
Oh, God, I can, there's a lot of shows that I have sat through and forced myself to sit through. MLP Season 5 for one of them. No, MLP Season 6 for one of them. And I could not finish Ghost. That is such a bad season.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't even finish Ghost. I saw the first episode of Ninja with my good friend Vulcan here, and it just was like, oh my god, I see the flaws. And it's only the first episode. And the fact that we're still not completely rid of Ninja right now because of Ninja Steel. That's still happening.
Ninja Steel! Fighting the evil and knows what's right for Ninja Steel! Sorry. Something is too catchy, and it shouldn't be, because that season is trash.
Oh.
I thought it was interesting at first, but no, it's just Neo Saban trash now. But hey, we're getting Go Busters.
At last, after 5 to 6 years.
Although we now have Hasbro in charge of fucking the toy sales, so maybe we'll get some increase in talent. Yeah. No. I honestly, a lot of people are getting hyped for Beast Morphers. I don't trust it because it's still Saban.
Yeah, I think the only reason why it's even getting hype is because we've learned about the background details when we thought that the Go Busters adaptation before was gonna be a sequel to RPM. So it seems like it has a similar summary right now. I think that's where the hype is really coming in.
Yeah.
Well, not a similar description to RPM, but just a similar description to the script that someone wanted to put for this.
I mean, people are hyped already because the synopsis for Beast Morphers is something's wrong with the morphing grid, and it's they said the morphing grid, meaning that it could be as good as original Saban because they mentioned the morphing grid. I'm like, dudes.
Dudes.
I can see how desperate you are. Please,
yeah.
You're gonna kill yourselves with this hype.
I know. It's remember the last important thing was ever brought up about the morphing grid was an overdrive of all things.
Yeah, when that guy could just your range powers are gone.
Yeah.
God, that was such a stupid season.
And also trying to envision the morphing grid as a gray tunnel with green highlights in which Alpha is apparently got in order to try to fix it up for the overdrive morphers. Just that was weird.
Oh god. If you ever actually want to see a really good analysis of Operation Overdrive, watch this guy called the Disney Brain, because holy crap, guys, he just breaks down Power Ranger seasons really well.
Mm-hmm.
But his fanfic, he's doing a fan fiction right now where he's teaming up all his favorite Rangers, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little cringy, but we're not gonna talk about that today. Today we're talking about, first of all, Kamen Rider Build. Holy shit, this show is amazing.
Kamen Rider Build is carrying on the hype from the second half of XA and just being you know what? We're not gonna lollygag. We're not gonna be slow and be introducing plot points here and there while not having anything going on. And have freaking death in the second episode, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then episode 21 breaks you.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not gonna lie. But when Build started, I was very concerned that it wasn't going to be good because of one reason only, and that is the fact that they're not going to play up the deaths. The deaths aren't going to be good. There's going to be 2 or 3 of them, and none of the main characters will die. I still think that's the case because I don't think Bonjo is too popular to kill off now.
Mm-hmm.
Kiryu is the main character.
Sento, yeah. Sento.
Yeah, Kiryu Sento is the main character, and then I don't know about Grease because he's not got any power-ups in all of the spoiler releases, so he may be dying.
Oh my god, I don't want Grease to die. He's
But holy
also
fuck, was I wrong when those fucking Hazard Smash died?
Holy
shit!
It feels so real. Just you're just pawns. Well, not really even pawns to like Grease. This was just like frontline soldiers for like Hokuto. Just to see them like just die because like they wanted to like serve like their good like landlord for like the farm and such. Just be like we're like family throughout all this. If you're trying to like give yourself up in order to like improve on our country, then we will too. It's like
Jesus Christ, but like Sento is such a savage at that moment because he just like grabs him, stunned him, and then just like rider kick, boom, dead. And it was like, oh. And then when he fights Grease in the next episode, you're just like, oh. Where he's just like, Hokugatarugu! Like all that dark cloud thing, and he just doesn't even look, he just fires. Dude, fucking Hazard, like Black Hazard, is so raw. It is unreal.
Hazard is basically the old Kamen Rider mentality that they just want to try to hide away in the Neo Heisei era. But it's like, sometimes you need to go activate the old Kamen Rider fighting instinct.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, Build is the most... how do I phrase it? Build is the most Heisei-est Neo Heisei season I've ever watched. It is so good, so just pure. The fights are raw, the writing is amazing. And like when a character dies, you really feel it. It doesn't just feel like a floating in the wind thing. It's just sort of like, oh, they've died, but they're a background character, so you don't really care. Or you're Oriwa Tenju Takeru. I died on my 18th birthday, and I've become the most annoying shit in the fandom.
Yeah. Oh, you Senju. Hey, there's our friend Mattu. So, it's like, okay, to start everything off about Build from how it started. It started out with like an insomniac protagonist with Sento just having no idea like who he is, but he was given the powers of Build thanks to like a good old shopkeep.
Oh god.
Yeah, and then like he gets like this this reporter assistant character, which we're all like, oh, so you're gonna be like the girl character, just like how Wizard had like the police girl, or like how.
Just hearing the synopsis for the first episode when we're on like episode 22 is just amazing.
Yeah, that's the real thing. It's like, hey, we're gonna establish all these conventions that we've been using for the past decade or so.
Cause like shit got real in this show, man.
Yeah.
Basically, for those of you who don't know, Build starts off with the characters basically trying to collect all of these things called full bottles, which are basically these bottles that have an essence of something within them, which are created by this girl who's a friend to the main character.
Misora.
Yeah, Misora. Mitan! God, I love this series. And basically, the first like 10 episodes are literally them collecting them, finding the mysteries of these two characters of Bloodstalk and Night Rogue and all that stuff. And then we go into a full-on fucking inter-country civil war. Like, it does not give a shit. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Amazing. Like, we're declaring war.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
And it's like, and it's
I'm not
get
going to spoil key plot points. I'm not
No.
doing that here. If you've not built, go watch it. It's so good. Oh
It-
my
it's-
god.
It's basically like if you want like a Kamen Rider series to get started, to know like how dark the show could get, or how fun like some of the later seasons have, like in a more kid-friendly sense, then Build is kind of like the perfect medium of that, because it feels very similar to like X-Aid, but at the same time, it's like the concentrated focus of the second half of X-Aid. When shit gets
Also,
real.
if you're starting with Toku, never watch Kamen Rider Ghost.
Never watch
I'm telling
Ghost.
you that right now. You will be disappointed, angry, and really, really pissed when you finish that season. Unless you've watched it and like it. And I'm actually curious. Comment me on that, because I'm very curious what you think is good about that season. But holy shit. The fights in this show are raw, man, when we get to that fucking Civil War. Oh my god. Currently, like, oh, Jesus Christ. In the most recent episode, we got the introduction of the most recent character, Kamen Rider, and he's a beast.
Don't you mean he's a croc?
This is everyone.
Wait a minute. Nuts. Vulcan. Toku Denmark just said like, who said that K? Damn you, Tsukasa. And also, disclaimer, I liked Ghost.
Oh, that's cool. You can like Ghost. I just don't. I don't like it. You can like what you want to like, dude. I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to judge you for that. I mean, like, if you're able to find like something really to keep you back.
You're talking to two bronies on the internet. We're not going to judge you for liking something.
Yeah.
But holy crap, just like, so to set the scene, basically what had happened was, to end the Civil War, Build and Greece, who's the rider for this other country inside Japan, have this massive fight to determine who's going to win the war. And Build wins in a really epic moment, which I won't spoil because that entire episode is awesome as well. But, oh man, he wins. And then the third country that Japan's been split into has invaded. Is it Seto? No, Seto's one. Seto, is it? So it's Hokuto. Is it Hokuto, Seto, and Toto?
No. It's like Hokuto, Seto, and Toto.
Because Seto invaded Hokuto, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Seto invaded Hokuto.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, best character in Ghost is Elaine. Holy crap, I love Kamen Rider Ben 10. I love that dude so much. I want his driver. Please, someone said it to me at one point. Don't, because I think it costs way too much. Anyway. Oh my god. So we set the scene. This country's been invaded. So Greece and his friends are like, okay, we need to go home and sort shit out because our friends have been kidnapped. So they go back. And one of them gets there first, and he gets his ass fucking beat to him, man. He literally gets his own ass handed to him. Right on the fucking silver platter to Greece, and it's so fucking nuts. Oh, man, that was brutal, man. It was sad, because he was a villain, and then you just see him. Build has really taken from Drive's book about making you feel bad about a villain dying. Oh, Jesus, he got bodied hard. And so, like, they're like, okay, we've got this guy. All right, we're going to get out. So they get out, and then, like, they're starting to fly away, but they're shot down. And then, like, you think, okay, they've landed. What's going to happen? And he's like, boss, I was pretty beat up before you got here. And I'm like, no, don't you make him die from the fall. And it's like, Greece is like really injured from the fall, and like the other guy is sort of off camera and not doing shit for some reason. And so these two guys that have shot him down are walking over, and they're all like, we're badass because we're like a gear and a remote. And they're about to kill him. And then this guy's like, no, and takes it, and you're just like, dude, my heart can't take this anymore. Please stop.
He's just an innocent owl boy. He's just an owl boy.
So he goes down and he dies in Grease's arms, and you're just like, Oh my god, what? And so Grease gets like pissed and then beaten senseless. And then the castle guy comes in after everything. And it's like, no! Bam! We're getting to Rogue. We are getting to Rogue. I'm setting the scene for Rogue Toku.
Yes. Okay. It's
Like, he saves Grease. They go running off, and then like they get past the border. So the main two heroes, Banjo and Sento, are like, okay, we're ready for anything. They go and fight these two dudes, and they're like, okay, they're doing pretty well. Then Rogue shows up, and man, let me tell you something. Holy shit! they just look at Rogue, and they're like, we're not needed. We're done. Oh. So they just fuck up. And Banjo's just like, who the fuck are you? Kisama? He beats Banjo down and doesn't even look at him and fires him off into the fucking side point blank with a pistol. And you're just like, what? So Sento's like, damn you! And punches him. It does nothing. He's being moved, but there's no damage. So he's just like, okay. So while he's being punched by Sento, he does his final attack and fucking beats the shit out of Sento.
by chopping him with his legs. He was chopping him with his legs.
So fucking raw and nuts, and it was amazing. And holy shit, I love Kamen Rider Rogue. Because it is my man, and we get the reveal, and it is what everyone wanted it to be. It is my fucking man, Night Rogue, in a fucking driver. Yes!
Yes! Talk about villain! Talk about a villain getting a massive upgrade!
Toku, if I had the money, I would have bought the Splash Driver and the crocodile crack bottle.
Oh my god. Like,
the money.
Rogue's outfit is like my desired rider form. I'm all about the gators and crocodiles and such. It's just like, it's a unique design for in of itself. It's not like a Mighty Morphin Ranger with like the jaws just coming out like the top of the helmet. No, it's like the jaws make for a V. And it's almost like saying V for victory.
And like the entire thing is all cracked. And his chest is like all these cracks that make a crocodile head. And it's so nuts. And then like his hands are like clawed and it looks so fucking raw. I fucking love Rogue, man.
It's like everything I always wanted from like Amazon in an outfit. Like say Amazon's outfit was my favorite outfit. No, Rogue beat it. Rogue beat it. This is a Royal Rider. And it's like the purple and the green or greenish blue just works so well in presenting like such a villainous image.
And I'm so glad it was actually Rogue. It was actually Night Rogue from the start of the series. Because if it wasn't, I would have been really disappointed.
Yeah, it would have been like saying like, your character's no longer useful since you're just a steam rider. Just like, dude, he still had like the maniacal schemes. He's still the one who started a war. Come on.
God, man, have you seen that we've actually seen a build version of Night Rogue? Where it's the engine full bottle and the bat full bottle, and it just looks like a build version of Night Rogue. It actually looks really cool. But holy crap!
But I think we need to talk about our favorite part of it. Our favorite part of build right now, which we're not going to go into spoilers. But
dude, we've spoiled like the entire most recent episode.
No, we haven't talked anything about Bloodstock.
Okay. Oh god, I laughed hard when like he calls the Prime Minister like, "Have we been invaded?" And Bloodstock's like, "Hello,
hello."
Yes, I took over your country.
Yes,
I love Stock, man. Like I want the steam gun so bad. Like it's so cheap as well.
It's like, here's the thing. Despite him, like, at first appearing to be, like, the same level as Night Rogue, as Steam Rider, he's freaking straight up more powerful than him. It's just, and it's like, and he becomes sort of like a psychotic father figure for Sento.
And also, like, probably the most interesting thing I've seen with him, he's being either, like, his abilities are being forgotten about, which I don't think is the case for this season, or he's holding back recently. Because remember, he could summon, like, giant fucking... He literally was, like, summoning giant poison snakes, scattering poison everywhere. Like, he had those abilities in the start of the season, and he's not used them since his identity was revealed. And that's got me really curious.
Ooh, it's like he's...
Those are really powerful abilities. But I kind of like how he's become the commentator of this series.
Oh my god, he's even better.
Where they're all fighting, and he just walks up like, "Hold up, we're gonna fight. We're gonna pause this fight. We're gonna explain everyone's power level."
Yes.
He's so. I love Stork so much. He's just so self-aware.
Yes, he is. He's even better than what Gaim did with like their commentator announcer guy.
Oh god, I wish he at least got some kind of like rider or kaijin form. It would have been so cool just to like not to see him fight, just to see him like change. Like, like he transforms once, and everyone's like, "Okay, this is why we listen to this guy."
Like, yeah, like he's basically like the one rider no one can beat, but he's just doing everything just for like his machinations of like the will of survival for like the different worlds. That's why he's there.
I mean, holy crap. And honestly, like I haven't seen Heisei Generation's final, but the most recent episode has made that canon. I love how that's canon.
Yeah, about like why Remote and Gear Brothers is a thing in that movie. Just
on that note, what do you think? What do you think of having two more steam gun kind of riders?
I'm really glad they're really fleshing it out. It kind of makes like each country have their own specialty aside from like the rider. Because like here's the thing. Toto's main gimmick is that it has two riders. That being Sento and Ryuga. Hokuto's gimmick was having having smashes that still remain their human consciousness and are able to turn back. Sento is all about like improving on the steam and just being like, okay, we're basically all about like heavy machinery. We're gonna like improve on our technology so much. So I think it's like Hokuto's all about the life building, Sento's all about the mechanical building, and Toto is just, we're trying to create heroes right now. Heroes that will save us from this war.
I mean, probably my favorite scene in that episode was like Grease kind of learning who Sento kind of like Sento as a person is. Where it's just sort of like, you stay down, we will avenge your friend. And just that look, like that 2-second look that Grease just gives Sento when he sort of like when Sento steps up to fight the remote and Gear Brothers. When he goes up to fight them, just that look, and I was just like, yeah, these guys are going to be friends. These guys are going to get along because I love Grease. I love Grease.
Grease is very close to Banjo, but he's.
I'll take you down with my burning soul fire. I love it, man.
Okay, can we talk about like the main female lead for this series? Which, by the way,
now you're referring to the journalist because there's two female leads.
No, I say the main one as in Misora.
Okay.
Because you would assume it would be the reporter, but then again, things happen. Misora, on the other hand, is like, what happens if they did Poppy right by making her more involved in the plot, making her not stupid, and just showing like the whole human aspect of her while relating to Sento and the Insomniac personality.
I mean, I like Missoria. I mean, I loved her in the first few episodes where she's sort of like, I want to sleep. And then they get really loud and she's just like, I'm going to kill you.
Yes.
And then they're like, okay, we need to get information. And she's like, I don't want to be this idol. No, hi everybody, it's me, Dad. And I was like, I fucking love this woman.
Oh my god, it's just makes me really hyped for the Heisei movie, because like if Poppy and her meet, it's just gonna be like, who's the better idol, video games or actual live streams?
I think Poppy is like a background character, but I don't think she's actually a main character in the movie. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, so don't anybody take my word for that. And if I'm wrong, I know I haven't seen the movie yet. But I kind of was like, I was kind of concerned that she was just going to be there in the background for most of the series. But then when she kind of stepped up and was getting all these really good moments, especially with the self-destruct switch, I've really kind of fallen for her character. Not in like a romantic way, God no. Just like, I really like how her character's written. She's sort of like this innocent sort of gaze that Sento kind of wants to appeal to. It's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I just... it's like all these characters all together, and it feels like none of them are wasted. Except for maybe like the reporter, but then again, it's like they just kind of put her more to like the wayside, even more than certain other girl characters. But it's like there is a point to it. Like she has a specific role to play. So overall, I'm really enjoying how like Build is using all their characters and even switching up their roles from time to time based on like how circumstances increase, and also all the hints about the plot twists. My God, episode 7 with the
looked into plot spoilers. I've looked into toy spoilers and suit spoilers, but I'm not looked into plot because I don't want to spoil myself.
No. I meant like in the what's currently been showing. Like it's been showing us like hints from like say episode 7 about a plot twist in episode 12, with like Sento tearing up over eating a certain homemade food. Like that. There is just like.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of second-guessing Sento's identity. I'm second-guessing it. I mean, he probably is who the show says he is, but from the way that, like, a different character got brought back into the show, and technically is now Night Rogue, I'm very curious about if that's the person who he claims to be. If you get what I'm saying.
Are you trying to say shenanigans or what? Via Bloodstock?
I'm saying that maybe Sento has been lied to about who he might actually be.
Like, what other characters can we introduce right now that are actually plot relevant? That he could actually be?
Don't know.
Oh my God. Like, this series is going to be the death of me because... I said, it's like it made me fall in love with like the main character. Like, I mean, not even like
this show is just so well written because you think like when they get all the full bottles, all 24 bottles, quote unquote,
it like all of a sudden like it gets reset.
Because you think it's going to do the ghost thing where it's like, oh, we've got all the full bottles and then something happens, we have to go get them again, and then no, it's just like, nope. We're bringing a war on your ass. It's fucking amazing. This show is so well written. And like even the comedy is just so on point because Kiryu, like Sento and Banjo just feel so like they're just so much like brothers at this point.
Yes, they are. They're just like the best bros while also being like having like the fallbacks of it. It's like I might try to like aspire to be like you, but I still have my own selfish intents, which I'm slowly trying to like fix up right now. I'm trying to be selfless for you, man, but you're not getting it. It's just like, God, why can't they agree?
I do love the whole thing. Like, I'm going to use this really dangerous thing to get stronger so he doesn't have to fight. And then Sento is like, I'm going to use this even more dangerous thing so he doesn't have to fight. I loved that so much. Because it really encapsulates friendship. Because it's like, oh, you're an idiot because you're doing this. Yeah, but I'm only doing this because you did that. Yeah, but I did that so you wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I mean, probably my favorite. I think probably, though, that character arc kind of climaxed when they both punched each other out of their foot henshins.
Mm-hmm.
God, that moment was amazing. Barge is just like, I can control it. Ah, pow! Both KO'd. Oh, I love it. I love that so much. But okay, so what are your? Okay, we need to wrap this up because we've got another thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
What are your current thoughts on Build? Just to wrap this up.
Okay, just looking up on like my list of tokusatsu shows. I believe Built right now might be number 2 on the list. With like, it's currently right now going to have to fight Forze to be my number 1 favorite tokusatsu show of all time right now. So it's kind of being out like Gaiman X8 and Drive.
He's also referring to Super Sentai and Ultraman, guys. He thinks Build's the best. Oh my god.
Oh, whoa.
You said the best in Tokusatsu.
Tokusatsu, in my opinion, from my perspective, me currently watching like the current shows.
Dude, I know. I'm just joking.
No. I mean, no. I know you mean that. It's just like I was saying, like just going around, just cherry picking like certain things, just being like. Overall, I love Sento. I love Banjo. I love Bloodstock, and now I'm probably gonna have to fight people for Rogue. Just being like, if he does more than this, he'll beat every other character in Build and be my favorite writer. It probably will happen, and I'm just gonna be like, God dang it! This show's gonna make me fight against myself multiple times. These characters are too good. Just even putting one of them in, like, say, like another show could have instantly improved other shows.
I mean, for me, Build is the best out of Neo Heisei I have ever seen. Oh my god. I mean, it's not my favorite Kamen Rider season overall. It is the best season so far in Neo Heisei from Double all the way up to Build. It is probably my favorite. And no, it's like it's my favorite out of Neo Heisei. But what I think is the best seasons of all time is a tie between Double and Drive, because those were the first 2 seasons I watched, and I just think they're awesome. It's nostalgia combined with fanboy, but I don't care. You don't judge me. And Build is a close second. And then the third is Kabuto. So I love Kabuto so much.
For me, it's like Forza's not there for like nostalgia's sake, because that would have used like the nostalgia factor of like my first show would have been like Wizard / Dragon Knight, but Wizard didn't age that well in my eyes.
Kamen Rider, Dragon
Knight. Together we will win the fight.
That song is so cringy.
No, I actually really do like it and actually have it in my iTunes.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good song. It's just like when you first hear it, but if it's like your first thing going into Toku, watching Dragon Knight before you watch actual Kamen Rider, it is actually a really good song. But when you go into it after watching Kamen Rider and it's just like this song like Kamen Rider, Dragon Knight, and you're just like, oh my god, this is, I need to get back to Americanized Kamen Rider. I need to adjust myself.
Oh.
Before I wreck myself.
Before you wreck yourself. Okay.
But honestly, Build is really good. Watch it. Holy crap! It's literally currently it's just pumping out amazing episode after amazing episode.
Mm-hmm.
It is really unpredictable because so much like when it came to the start of the series and the identity of the mystery character of Bloodstock, there was so much shade. oh my god, you didn't really know who it was going to be. And it just
Mhm.
felt awesome. I mean, I called it. Holy crap, and I was so good for that. But
Oh, Pristine's here. Hey,
does
girl.
Pristine know Toku? Also, hello, Pristine.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know Toku?
Do you know
God damn it,
Tokyo?
we're ripping off Mark Tokusatsu. But anyway.
Oh, we
Anyway.
gotta stay away before they come in. Oh, she doesn't.
Well, don't worry, Pristine. We're about to introduce the second half of this, which will be done by my friend Gladius here, which is
Oh,
Lupin Rain.
oh,
It's not an
oh.
anime.
It's
Tokusatsu is a live action acted super powered television series, otherwise known as Super Sentai Kamen Rider. Super
Ultraman.
Sentai being adapted in America, then becoming Power Rangers.
Yep.
That's basically what Tokusatsu is.
Yeah.
And we're about to introduce the most recent Super Sentai series of Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger.
Which I honestly would recommend since it only has 2 episodes out if you ever have the time to check it out and see whether or not it's your thing or not. But hey. But Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger, the series that a lot of Toku fans has been asking for Super Sentai in order to diversify stuff by actually having 2 Ranger teams with their own network of leadership going against each other. Not any of that half-ass Hurricane Ranger stuff with the Thunder Rangers versus the Storm Rangers. It's right now, it's just kind of been leaning heavily on the Lupin Rangers, which are literally Power Rangers that are Phantom Thieves, a la Persona 5.
Yeah, they don't even try to hide its influence from Persona 5. They call themselves Phantom Thieves. They leave a physical calling card. And they wear masks. They're not trying to hide this.
Yes. Japan is all about that Arsene Lupin.
I mean, honestly, if they call the red Lupin Ranger Joker, I'm literally just gonna be like, they said it! They said it!
They said it!
But also, it's all about stealing the treasures, which are usually located in their chests, which also connotes to the heart. So, Phantom Thieves of Heart. Oh my god! Honestly, I'm curious. I'm going to ask you this: which team do you prefer, Lupin or Pat?
Oh my god, it's so obviously Lupin because
I know, right? Lupin's so fun.
Okay. Let me just tell you how the Lupin Rangers operate in comparison to literally any other Sentai. They are actually willing to let themselves die for a higher cause, and that higher cause is literally trying to get sort of a Dragon Ball-esque wish, because the motivation of them becoming Rangers in the first place is because one day, out of their own lifestyles, loved ones that they either cared about or didn't care about at the time just suddenly were frozen and then murdered in cold blood. And it's just oh my god.
I will admit, on the side note to that, I kind of laughed at the Red Ranger's reaction, because he pushes his brother away, walks out the alley, this guy walks in, and it's oh, okay, you hear the scream, you run in, he's frozen, he shatters, and then he just has a spasm. He just has this convulsion while he screams, and his scream's really, really weird. It's ah! He's looks like he's convulsing, and it's I don't know if he had an issue on set, but it just looked really funny. You can call me cruel, I'm sorry, but I laughed.
Oh, and it doesn't stop there for me thinking about Persona, because where the Yellow Ranger saw her friend instead of being frozen and killed literally reminded me about Persona 3's Palladonia Mall.
I dread
Magic!
Oh my god! If in case you guys don't know, we're Persona fans.
Yes.
That's what episode 5 is. Spoilers. We're doing Persona 5.
Persona 5 in order to get ourselves hyped up for the anime adaptation.
Still need to finish that game. Anyway,
Yes.
like honestly, like so Lupin Red loses his brother. Lupin Yellow loses her best friend. Does Lupin Blue lose his girlfriend?
Fiance!
Oh shit!
The ring
We've
and
got
all.
another hero.
We got another hero! Oh god!
We've got another fucking hero. It is amazing.
Yes!
The
And
dead
it's like,
girlfriend that drives the character forward, but he's a stoic badass.
well, actually, no,
The classic anime trope.
I'm actually feeling like he's a bit of a hybrid of that stoicness, but also with like hot-blooded anger. Because like especially with like episode 2, it's kind of like hinting at like him basically losing his cool fully and just getting like, I am so going to rip these ganglers to shreds. It's just like based on like the trailer for like the 3rd episode, I'm like, Blue is gonna get the first character highlight, and I'm just loving it.
I mean, I kind of wish before we got character highlights, we actually got Pato's backstory. I'm really kind because that's the one thing that's kind of annoying me a little bit for a series the series that like promotes one season versus another, team versus another team. They're focusing really highly on the thief team, and don't get me wrong, I love thief characters. I always love them, especially with like the Lupin style. I love it, but it is really annoying because I also am interested about Pato Ranger because in episode 2. We actually got some really interesting development for the red guy, but we don't know anything about pink or green. I like green.
Yeah, green.
I like every one of the characters except blue. Not blue. Except pink.
Yeah.
It's really annoying to me, and I kind of want to know why.
Maybe because she seems like the stereotypical girl character that doesn't do anything.
That's more yellow. She's like the stereotypical like
No.
green character, and then we've got this like the.
I mean, like yellow has an edge over that characterization, and that is
Dude, she screamed like a spider and was freaking the hell out. like she's like classic anime girl, whereas like I will admit that I did like how in most Super Sentai like that kind of characteristic is usually the pink and the badass is the yellow or the other color. I did love the fact that like Yellow the Thief is this impressionistic happy-go-lucky character, and the policewoman is this stoic, basically at the current time, bitch character who's just like, don't talk to me, like don't, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Okay. What about Good Striker? What do you think about the inclusion of him in episode 2?
It's a bit awkward to try and get an introduction on a character when you've only got like half an episode to base off him. Like, I'm curious to see him jump between both sides because it's obvious he's going to be like, I'm going to work for the Lupin Rangers, but I'm also going to work for the Pato Rangers.
He'd just be like, I'm a double agent, essentially. He'd just be like,
Lupin Geyser. Fucking lovely. I loved the Megazord fight in that episode.
Oh my god, it's
holy shit.
It gave me so much flashbacks to Time Forces, like a time Zord, essentially. Like the Midnight Shadow Zord, you know? The one in which he went all freaking Matrix up in it was like, instead of that, like with a sword, it's just really like, you're going to die by a bullet hell. Oh my god!
I love how the thief Megazord has a giant ass minigun and a fucking razor blade. Like two really loud weaponry. And oh my god, I loved how it was all CGI because honestly, I'm hit and miss with CGI. If it's a CGI like Kamen Rider fight, or if it's a CGI Sentai Ranger versus Sentai Ranger fight, I don't like it because it just feels completely forced. And it kind of ruins the sort of raw fights you usually get in those series. But when it comes to the Megazords, I'm pretty much do it because you can just do so much more with animation than with those suits. And just seeing that Megazord just fly around and shoot the shit out of that Kaijin, I fucking loved it.
Hey, Vulcan, Matt 2 asked, what about SPD and Deca Ranger?
In regards to what? What's he asking?
Probably in response to like the Zord fight, since I was reminded about Time Force. I think
I did like the CGI like Megazord fights in SPD. I really did like them. Deca Ranger, I haven't watched most of Deca Ranger. I've seen like 5 episodes and got bored. It was really kind of boring for me because, especially since the main Red Ranger is more of a I am hyper-go-lucky! Yeah! And I just really have burnt out on that on Super Sentai. I am a hypocrite because I like Lucky from Q Ranger, but Lucky like isn't like really annoying. He's like pretty damn straight, pretty damn solid. Yosha Lucky! I love that catchphrase.
And also, it's time to test your luck.
Dude, man, I've got to go on a Q Ranger here for a little bit. But when they did that episode where his dad died, and it was like, Yosha, Lucky, I almost cried. But no, right. Lupin versus Pat. What do you think about the characters of like all of the Rangers?
Okay. I think I might have found my first Super Sentai unlikable Red Ranger.
Which Red Ranger?
Powder Ranger. God dang it, I forgot.
Wait, you like Pato Red?
No, I said Powder Ranger Red is the one I dislike at the moment because it seems like his personality is just flipping between like hard ass cop. And all of a sudden, like, he lets go of that anger, like, near the end of the episode 2. I'm like, where did that come from? Where did it go, you know?
Well, I guess it's sort of more of the idea that he was angry at the thieves getting away because he wanted to sort of be able to defeat the ganglers himself. And he's got the power to do that. And essentially, he also did fulfill his promise to those shopkeepers in killing the gangler. He destroyed the gangler when he fused together with the other two. That was amazing.
Oh my god!
When like he and sort of when it grew big, and then instantly the Lupin Megazord showed up. I think it was just sort of like he had a sense of fulfillment right there, and I kind of really have fallen for Pato Red. I prefer the Lupin Rangers. I just love their suits. I love their concept. I'm a fucking sucker for thieves. I love thieves. But I've really kind of fallen for Pato Red a bit as well. Okay, what's Matt 2 saying here?
Toku Denmark just said Kyrie's annoying. Like he actually doesn't like the Lupin Red.
Yeah, he is very, very annoying in the fact that he's just sort of like that. I know I'm the best sort of character, which I don't like. I kind of prefer Lupin Yellow and Lupin Blue to Lupin Red. I honestly think if it was like my favorite, it's kind of awkward because my favorite red is Pato Red, but my favorite secondaries are Lupin Blue and Lupin Yellow.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that they just switched the team? They just be like, well, I think I now have a confirmed actual good team in which I like every single Ranger.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. Speaking of switching, I wouldn't be surprised if I think is it like X Emperor, X Silver Emperor, and like X Gold something. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're both the same dude and he goes undercover. I would not be surprised if they're the same dude. That would be amazing. Just like he's like the Silver Ranger with the Lupin Rangers, and then like he's sort of like a police officer who's undercover, who then switches to gold with the Pato Rangers, which really annoys me that it's gold with Pato. God damn it! For those of you who don't know, I love gold. I love the Gold Rangers. They're all my favorite except for Dino Charge and
fucking
Ninja Suit. I love gold. Gold is my favorite Ranger color. And the fact that we got a Gold Ranger in Lupin versus Pat, and it wasn't in Lupin, has really pissed me off. But I'm talking way too much. I'll let you take over. Sorry.
All right. So, I really do feel like with this series, like it's going through like a bit of bumps right now, trying to do like this new formula. And while like a lot of fans are expecting like equal characterization right now, while it's like heavily leaning on the Lupin Rangers, I just hope that like soon enough we might get like some interesting interactions in which like they're like, it seems like they can't really collaborate with each other like with the Zords as they currently stand right now, since each of them needs Ghost Striker in order to fully full out the suit of the Zord. But like theorizing about like the double agent idea and how it could easily work with this. It's just going to be very interesting if the double agent is instead like a ranger who's actually a monster, which in this case like transitions to like one of my new favorite things about this ranger season, the ganglers. My goodness, the ganglers.
A lot of people don't like them.
I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that I have to say this. They feel like an actual crime family, and I think that's going to be where their strengths are. They just feel so nice and like their leader is just like, oh, I'm going to give leadership to whoever dominates Earth first. Just being like, ooh, everyone just gets motivated by their greed and sins. Just being like, well, we're going to go ahead and take over this dang Earth dirt planet. Just like,
I mean, probably the most interesting thing was in episode 2 was when that woman, obviously in the first episode, who kissed his hand, went in. She put like her treasure in her safe, and then like her entire like body, like the bullet belts inside her, just started moving. You watch the episode to get what I'm actually talking about here.
mm-hmm.
And she then shoots him with the gunk that turns him into a giant dude. I just think like that's so cool. Just the concept of like the treasure gives them a unique ability, and if the treasure's taken, then they lose that ability. I just like that. I just like that idea.
And I also really did like the first enemy monster that we had to deal with, because he was a really fun personality. Like he was like all about arson. Gotta burn these buildings.
Probably my two favorite moments with him was like, you fired at your own friends, you idiot! And when he dies, it's like, I was gonna be the boss!
Yeah! It's like, it's a really good, interesting aspect of like, in which like, if you were a Power Rangers fan before and you just suddenly decide to jump into Lupin Ranger versus Power Ranger and actually see them Ranger teams antagonizing against each other, not even for like, oh, the Ranger team was possessed by evil. No, like they're actually being like both good guys, but then like it's also law. It's just like,
oh, I totally forgot that amazing Zord chase. I loved that so much. They're like, bye. They fire the Zords. They just think they got away. And the Patter Rangers like, nope, summon their Zord to start chasing them. And it's literally a Zord v Zord battle. And it just felt so cool watching this, because I'm like, this has barely ever happened. Like, it's happened when a new Ranger's come in and he's just beat the shit out of it for like 2 minutes. But like, this entire sequence just felt amazing. And you think, oh shit, they got away. And then they're like, nope. Like, Pato Red like puts his car in super speed mode and zooms off, and then he's about to go off the side of this road. So the other two like prop it up as like a ramp, and then he flies up just about. And he jumps out of his car and he's almost reached the Lupin Red plane, and then he's like, nope, turns it and he falls into the fucking water. I fucking love that entire sequence.
Dang you, Lupin Rangers! It's just like, okay, Battle Ranger actually has the guts in order to attempt that. It's just, wow. Oh, and let's not forget, like, the one more thing the Power Rangers did in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ranger Fusion.
Oh god, yeah, that. I'll let you take this topic.
Okay. So fusion is a concept in tokusatsu that's been done more likely in, like, say, Kamen Rider with like double, and or like say X-Aid with certain characters mixing together to form like a cohesive unit. But it's never really been done in Super Sentai, since it's all about like individuals working together as one unit. And but then when the Power Rangers, the guys and the cops, just basically like activate like Good Striker, just be like, your ultimate power, instead of like you combining your weapons together, it's like all three Rangers combined together to form your ultimate laser attack. And it's just like, holy crap! And this giant laser beam is like, oh my god, that is an impressive gun from all three of them.
I also like how each of their personalities can control the body at one point, and they have an argument with themselves.
Yeah,
he grabs his chest, and then the pink one punches himself. and
then they're smelling themselves because it's like, ooh, someone has bad BO. And
it's like, what did you say? Ah! He's just shouting at himself. I fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have a feeling like the ultimate idea for like the Lupin Rangers, once they get their special final attack, and instead of like them like fusing together, it seems like it's gonna be like shadow clones.
Well, we don't fully know if that's actually going to be that specific thing. For all we know, that might not actually be Good Striker doing his like thing. I mean, honestly, I'm actually curious to see where episode 3 goes, because episode 2 ended hilariously. Where they're like, yeah, we got this thing from the Lupin collection, and then the Pato Rangers just turn up. And it's just this really tense scene. And I'm hoping that it's literally like the green one just goes, are you guys still open? And they're just here for food.
Yeah, you give them food, just being like,
okay, like, but to turn this on its head, I am about to bring up one of the things I find very annoying about this season, in how predictable it is.
Yeah, it is very, very simplistic minded, even more than how Q Ranger was with like its Aesop, like a Star Wars like storyline that it had going. Like for Lupin Ranger versus Powder Ranger, it's very much like it's going for like a Tom and Jerry like chase scene, which like the Lupin Rangers get the edge of them not being caught, while the Power Rangers get shit out of luck.
Well, I think it's going to be more like, probably how it's going to go is, the Lupin Rangers seem to probably going to be collecting most of the Lupin collection. And what I think is going to happen is the team that beats the Gangler is the team that isn't going to get the Megazord fight. That's what I think is going to happen. And the one thing I find really kind of annoying is currently right now they're doing a lot of focus on Lupin, and what I feel like when we get to Pat isn't going to have as strong as a fucking dedication as Lupin does. Like, they're like, oh, I chose to do this because I was a police officer, and then this happened, and then Lupin's like, oh, you want a tragic backstory? Oh, you want a tragic backstory? Well, we was just living life. Our friends were killed for no reason except being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And so we're dedicating our lives to helping them. And you're just like, oh, okay. And it kind of really annoys me because, like, that's always the thing with bloody thief shows. I love the characters, don't get me wrong, but it's always like the thief characters are the most developed. Because it's like, there has to be a really important and dedicated reason to why they'd be a thief. And like, they must have a tragic backstory that pushes them into thievery. And like, I'm okay with that, like, most of the time, like 60%. But a lot of the Japanese thief stuff I've seen is really annoying with how much it's been repeated. It's the same in Persona. It's the same in Lupin versus Pat. It's the same with, what was the other one? There was a couple of others.
I think it was like there was like a Kaido show, like similar to like a Case Closes show done by the same mangaka.
I think so. I'm not sure, but it's all kind of this really similar trend. And don't get me wrong, it's a really good trend, but it just gets it's something you can, if you start like noticing it, it can really start burning you out.
Mm.
And the other thing I'm a bit concerned with this season is how kind of there isn't much gravity to the villain. The ganglers don't apart from sort of their low tier kind of street level stuff that they do, there doesn't seem to be much kind of gravity to the impact these things have. And granted, that is because it's coming off the fucking heels of Q Ranger, which had an amazing story.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the ganglers don't do much serious impact to the series.
Hey, Vulcan, you want to know something that Toku is laughing about?
What?
Every single time we say Pat, he's actually Danish, and Pat means boob in Danish.
Well, I can say Boob Ranger if you prefer.
Boob Ranger.
Lupin Ranger versus Boob Ranger.
Boobs.
Booba Red. Booba Green. Booba Pink.
No. That's more pirates. It probably falls in the same category as rogue shows, but no, pirates are different from the Phantom Thieves, the classy gentlemen squires thieves, you know?
Like Gokaiger is pirate themed, but they are very thievery. I will give Toku that. It is actually very. They're like, this is mine now. You're not taking it. They're like, but that's mine. You can't steal that. Yes, I can. God, I miss Gokaiger. Let's go, Kaija. God, I love that season.
The fact that I still haven't seen anything of that except for like a history of Power Rangers on the American adaptation is sad.
Oh my god! Dude! Fucking watch it! It's so good to watch the good Megaforce. Where the characters make fucking sense. Oh my god. And it's also hilarious to see that Megaforce just copy and pasted the fucking plot of the Sentai.
Yeah, just
again,
just like Samurai.
Just like Samurai, just like Time Force, just like what else? They did it with one of the.
Oh my god! Is this true? Troy is better than Marvelous?
Toku.
Troy from like Megaforce.
Toku. I will skin you alive. Do not diss my Marvelous-san. Holy crap. Like, the fact they tried to make Troy so fucking, like, suave and, like, badass and shit just to match, like, fucking Marvelous's movements and, like, fighting style is hilarious to me. Because they start off and Troy's all like, wow, I'm a martial artist. And Marvelous is literally just this confident fighter. He's not, like, a martial artist. He's just, like, he has this pretty tall gait to him and just fights mainly with his sword. And it's actually really funny when you break down Troy and that his character makes no fucking sense in how he is believed to fight in fucking the start of Megaforce to how Marvelous's Sentai footage actually fights. But anyway, there is also one other really annoying thing about Lupin Ranger versus Battle Ranger, which I just want to get off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
It's great as like this is actually a really fun show to watch from like day to day. I don't think it's that. It's so far with episodes 1 and 2. I know it can change, guys. I know it can get better, but right now, I'm still missing Q Ranger. I miss the characters from Q Ranger. I'm missing the action from Q Ranger. I'm missing the gravity of the implications of this entire story from Q Ranger. It's not done a lot on selling me on its own sort of merits. Granted, it's only been 2 episodes, but we only know the ideology and backstory of only 3 of the characters in a show called Lupin versus Pat.
I miss Hammy.
Oh god, I liked Hammy, but she was so underdeveloped. Like, I wish we had more episodes with Hammy in them. Like, I liked her character, but she just had so little character focused episodes besides, oh, why is Lucky the leader? Da, 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 da. Oh, this girl is like really strong because she's like trying to be independent and da 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 da. And that was it, really. It was really annoying.
Well, at least Denmark had his priorities straight. He's certainly looking for the most attractive Rangers.
Hardy, 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 ha. I personally think Raptor is more charming than Hammy.
Oh!
I'm being Sparta. Raptor!
Mucho bene!
Oh my god, I loved Sparta. I loved Sparta so much. It annoyed me when he died. And then came back to life. That entire ending episodes of Q Ranger, man, I laughed. I laughed when they all came back. I was like, you dickhead writers. You killed them all and brought them all back.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It was just ridiculous seeing like how they offed off Garu. It was like, we drove him into the air and then blast him to smithereens. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, like the one that got me the most was Balance and Naga.
They're like the true
where they just hit each other in like and collapse, leaning on each other. And Balance dies before he just dies before they all get shot to death. And it was like so powerful because it was like Naga was like, all these emotions, all this pain. I thank you for this. And it's just like this really charming scene. And like I'm tearing up from talking about it. And Balance is like, Naga. And dies. And then fucking Naga dies. And you're like, what? And then they all get shot the fuck up and you're like, ah! And then it's literally just down to Hammy and Lucky and holy shit, were they trying to force that shit down my throat? and then Hammy died. And then it was like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? And then the Super Q timer broke, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then they all punched. Lucky literally punched them out. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I put my Leo Q timer inside you. Now you've got all the Q timer of all the saviors. And then they all forced themselves out. Yeah. I laughed so hard because they were being such fucking twats with that.
Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah, so I guess
as you can see, guys, I'm more interested in talking about Q Ranger than Lupin and Pat.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
It isn't, though. Then again, it was a big impression that Q Ranger left on us, so I wouldn't say like it's fully Pat and Lupin's fault.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. It's just like Q Ranger was so good, and that is both a good thing and a bad thing because, like, obviously the following season has to be good in succession, otherwise it'll just collapse. And Lupin Ranger's great to watch, and it's going to be interesting. But there are elements that just don't feel as good as Q Ranger. For me, anyway. What do you think?
For me, I feel like if the next 3 episodes don't give me like a highlight of like the Power Rangers and like what they do like in their own lifestyles, like outside of the Force, just I'm just trying to like calm themselves. Like maybe we might even get an episode 3. Just it'll show me that it's really more of like the Power Rangers are just there as to facilitate actual antagonists and for the Lupin Rangers, and it's really a Lupin series than it is a
that
duel.
would be really bad if they just focus primarily on Lupin, because I was so curious going into this season on how they develop both, and from the looks of episode 3, it looks like it's going to be another Lupin episode, with the fact that it's all going to be about Lupin Blue, and then we're probably going to get one about Lupin Yellow next, and then it's going to be probably like then on episode 5 we're going to learn about Pat in a series called Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. Which is really bad because it then just becomes Lupin Ranger, which I guess is cool because it is the first name in the title. But when you've got 2 Super Sentais fighting each other, you kind of want both to be good, not just one, and then the other one's just there. Otherwise, you get Ninja.
And it's kind of like really bad. Like they're not showcasing like the good of police officers right now because they probably don't have the best reputation right now, and it's kind of necessary for the police officers to actually get a good reputation right now.
Well, I actually will argue that because they do really well. Because again in episode 2 we get some motivation. We don't get development. We get motivation for Pato Red in the fact that the people are satisfied that he got the stolen items back, but he's not satisfied until he takes down the gangler that destroyed their shop. And it was really interesting because it just shows this dedication he has to trying to get his job complete. And it is annoying to not know why he's so dedicated. It is very annoying because it's just sort of like, right now it just feels like, oh, it's just his job. And you're like, it's not that. There's something else there, but the series isn't giving us it. And it's really annoying me. Oh, God. But, okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm very sorry.
All right. Lastly but not least, if you guys didn't know, we talked a little bit about the Beast Morphers, earlier in the podcast. If you guys wanted us to hear our thoughts, just in general, Vulcan doesn't really have that much faith in Neo Saban right now with its writing.
Well, look at their track record. The only good season was Dino Charge, and even that was crappy.
As for me, I'm just sort of please have the same writer who wanted to attempt to connect this with RPM. Even if they can't even put that connection there, just at least try to have that same writing style of a cyber tech series there of secret agents. Just go with that, please. That is the only thing that'll get me hyped. If not, I'm just gonna barely pay attention to anything right now. I just focus on the Japanese side of things.
Did you get oh yeah, speaking of Neo Saban, did you get the Sentai reference?
Sentai 6.
Power Rangers brought out an episode, their most recent episode of Super Ninja Steel. It was they put the name of a character in there, and it was okay, all right, and you're okay, and then on the same fucking day, they put a video out on YouTube. Did you see the Sentai reference? It's right here in this 3-minute video, and it's guys. It's not a reference if you fucking tell people.
Oh my.
I'm not watching Ninja Steel because it's utter garbage, all of Neo Saban, and holy shit, people should stop getting fucking hyped for Beast Morphers because you're just going to end up really fucking hurting yourself if it fucking fails. But, okay, I'm going to be honest. I hate Neo Saban. Because for me, it killed Power Rangers. I don't hate the idea of Go Busters being adapted. I think that's really, really cool. And I'm really glad because we're going to get those really awesome morphers. It's morphin' time. and the really badass Megazords. But oh my god, it's still being wrote by Saban people. The toys may be being brought out by technically by Hasbro now, but that doesn't mean Hasbro's writing it. They're just bringing out the toys. I mean, there's rumors that Hasbro wants to buy all of Power Rangers, but until that happens, we're still stuck with Saban as
And
the head.
Nickelodeon.
Okay, Toku, fun fact. Disney actually wanted to get rid of Power Rangers before RPM came out. So sadly, we're probably not going to see them buy it back. And I don't like saying that this is the death of Power Rangers. I really, really don't. Because I love this series. I love Power Rangers. I love Toku. I just love it. But it's so sad to watch these my friends in the fandom go, "Oh my god, it's Skullbusters, guys! This is gonna be great!" And it's like that's what they said about Dino Charge, and half of the fandom hates Dino Charge, and half of the fandom just overhypes it to the extent of which it's actually really scary. And I just don't want that to happen with Beast Morphers. And I went on a massive tirade.
Yeah. And I think this is where we're gonna have to call it quits on this podcast here on the Vulcan Gladius podcast. Thanks so much, people who have been very much active in the chat, just typing away, talking about responses and such, and making your own sorts of communications and making connections with others, you know? It's really great to see all this activity, and just to let you know that we're not ignoring it. We're just letting you guys have your own fun outside of us talking about this stuff. Because this is what the podcast...
Unless you disagree with my opinion, then you don't exist. We just like seeing you guys interact with each other, and also it's just kind of fun to read your shit. It's cool. But I've been Vulcan.
Wait,
you have a
Pristine has a question.
What is it,
Pristine? Yes, I still talk with Pasta.
You talk with your food?
Yes, it is quite delicious. It is quite more delicious when I actually talk to it.
Whoa. You talk with your food and have a conversation and then you eat it?
Yeah. I basically just
think I could do that because you're just having this really nice conversation and then you just eat it.
I mean, Terrence sitting in Foster's home for imaginary friends.
I know, and that was really cringy, and I would have thrown up. I would not have been able to eat anything that talks to me while I eat it. But anyway, so obviously, answer your question. So do you still talk with Pasta?
Yes, I do still talk with Past Analysis. That's it. Yeah.
Past Analysis, he's cool.
Yeah, he is.
Well, he was cool when I talked with him. If he's in some kind of drama, don't get angry with me because I said he was cool.
Oh!
I don't know. But he was cool when I talked to him.
Okay. Denmark, you might not know how the MO for the VGP is. We have each week a different topic, and we go through a rotation. We might be able to go back to Tokusatsu within say a month. But
it pretty much goes 2 episodes of anime, and then 4 episodes of fandom, of which a topic of which we choose.
Yeah.
And next week is going to be about Persona 5. And that's the last of the first 4 fandom episodes. And then we're going to be talking about anime. For 2 episodes. And then we'll probably do Toku in another episode.
Yeah. Especially if a big plot development happens for Lupin Ranger. Or in the case of Build, it basically crushes stuff emotionally to the point that we have no choice but to talk about it.
Oh god, dude! If they kill Banjo, man.
If that ever happens, I'm just gonna be life isn't worth it anymore. Why would you take the heart away?
Like I can imagine him like he like just as like a final thing before we close this up. He like goes in and crosses each charge. Like the Splash Drive is destroyed, and then like he goes into like cross the dragon, and then he like just gets killed, and then he's like falling back, and then he's caught by his girlfriend, and she just hugs him, and then that's the end of fucking Cross Dragon, because obviously he's dying in the rider suit, which is made from his girlfriend's sort of reincarnated soul sort of thing. So it's like it would be so like they're hugging underneath that like cherry blossom tree. That would be such an epic visual. Like, if they kill Banjo, man, I'm done.
Yeah. And I'm actually getting like, and I'm really feeling like emotionally attached to like Sento. Like, I don't want anything to happen to our little cinnamon roll scientist buddy. He's just a good guy. The fact that this war is
murdered a person. He killed a person, so he's obviously a bad guy.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Dude, like on our last note before we end this, Black Hazard is savage.
Black Hazard is a
Hazard on. Rabbit Tank Super Best Match. Galliog. Black Hazard. Yeah, babe. I fucking know that jingle off by heart. It's so good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So, if you guys want to follow us up for like more of these podcasts, which will happen weekly on Fridays and in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, subscribe to Gunmetal Gladius if you want to join the Gladiators here.
And if you want to see someone who's got no content whatsoever, subscribe to Lord Vulcan Reviews that has no reviews.
Yes.
I got 50 subs, guys. Let's try and take it to 60.
That makes a badass OC pony name. Which one, Pristine?
I'm pretty sure it's Gunmetal Gladius.
I mean, I can easily see that. I mean, it was supposed to be a reference to Exowell, but I was also thinking about making it into a pony name. It's just like, oh my god, can you just imagine a pony just be like, you heard of Fizzy Pop Berry Twist, right? How about you meet Gunmetal Gladius and see what he's working on with his guns?
I don't really want to have guns in my little pony.
Oh, she was talking about Black Hazard in the comments.
Oh, dude, that would be so badass.
Oh my god, can you imagine like
my friend, Black Hazard, yummy!
Oh my god, run! The thing's like it's like even more edgier than the Red and Black OC because it's completely black.
Well, no, it's all black except the eyes.
Oh my god! What if his eyes are like basically like a gleaming yellow, just being like Black Hazard, and it just stares at you with those eyes as he just comes closer to you from the shadows. You have no idea what he looks like until he gets close to you, and then just goes, "Yummy!" and then twists your neck.
Like, and oh, that'd be sick. That's actually okay. Before we close this off, what do you think all of the characters would be as ponies in MLP? Because I think Sento would be a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sento would be a unicorn. I think Bonjo would be an earth pony. I don't think he'd be a dragon because he's technically not a dragon. It's the Dragon Ball. But
wait! His girlfriend is a dragon, and he falls in love with an earth pony, but then the dragon dies. Oh my god!
Yeah, pretty much. And, I think that Night Rogue would be probably be a Pegasus.
Ooh, I could imagine Bloodstock to be a Draconequus.
He'd be really OP then.
I mean, isn't he already?
Yeah, but like being a draconic, we don't know like if it's just if Discord is just that powerful because he's a draconicus, or if he's that powerful because he's something else. Like, I would say that probably Bloodstore could be. I would say he'd probably be a unicorn like Sento, but like when obviously he disguises himself, he like wears a hat over it and pretends he's an earth pony, but he's actually a unicorn.
That is a question I like to answer myself because I don't know.
Christy, you should be in private calls with this guy. He shouts at every hype moment in a conversation.
Yes.
It is amazing how his vocal cords haven't died.
Yes. I say it's thanks to my youthful charm. But
yeah, let's go with that.
So,
no, we've got to win this. We've got to win this.
We will shut it down. Ciao.
Hold on. We've got to dive too deep.
Dive too deep. Dive too deep. Bye.
Bye.